Oh, hello. My name is Chad Cool, and I'm what is called an independent outdoors television producer. I know, that's a lot of words, but what it really means is I make outdoors TV shows and internet content. And I've been doing that for a very, very long time. Over 30 years, in fact. And almost half that time I spent following around professional fishermen, professional tournament fishermen, in fact, producing shows for, well, starting back with the legendary In-Fisherman Professional Walleye Trail, where we worked with names like Gofron and Sealoff and Cavaias, and of course, the great Mr. Walleye himself, Gary Roach. When the PWT went away, FLW Walleye Tour came along, and I actually produced every single episode of every single tournament of the FLW Walleye Tour from beginning to end, and witnessed the rise of some more great names like Shakurit, Quartz, Gilman, and of course, we can never forget the late, great Mr. April himself, Tommy Scarless. But when the FLW Walleye Tour went away, I went away as well. I figured 14 years is long enough to run around following these professional fishermen. But you know, when the National Walleye Tour came along, well, I stayed in touch because I'll always be a big fan of professional fishing. And it's been just a treat to watch all of these young guns rise to this top with new techniques and tactics and technology. But over the last year or so, I got to thinking, you know, people really don't have any idea of how tough it is, what a life is like to be a professional touring walleye pro. It isn't easy. Believe me, I know people love to say, boy, it must be nice to go fishing every day for a living. And a lot of times it is, but even more times, it's not. So I reached out to a close friend of mine that I've known for many, many years, way back from my time doing television in Fargo. A young man by the name of Corey Heiser. Now, those of you who are NWT fans know the name Corey Heiser. He's been one of the toughest pros on the tour the last few years. But Corey and I got together and decided, you know what? Let's share with everybody what a life is like when you are a full-time professional touring tournament walleye angler. And let me tell you, we picked just the right guy because Corey Heiser, he's living the I life.
You know, this is one of the biggest things, I think, getting prepared for a tournament. Gonna pull almost everything out of my boat. And then try to mentally prepare myself for what's gonna happen in lacrosse. Right now, you know, your traditional wing dams, back cuts, holes in the middle of some of those backwater areas. I feel like those are gonna be some of the targeted areas right away when I get there. So a lot of jigs, blade baits, crankbaits. You know, I really like pulling what we call the rig. Again, it's a 1/4 ounce jig with a paddle tail, about a foot dropper, and then back to about a 6 foot lead with like a number 7 flicker shad, a number 5 money badger, number 4 money badger. Some of those things. So we're gonna get some of that stuff ready, put into the boat. Quite honestly, my boat's been sitting at Tracker Marine Boating Center in Fargo, checking the wiring on the ride screen. I had a oil pressure or oil temperature issue making some of those super long runs. So they've had the engine in, getting it flashed. It seems like it was potentially a software update issue. So really, this is the first time I've had my bolt backs in sharp, and we're just gonna spend some time getting everything out of it, gone through, and focus on what we're gonna use for lacrosse. And basically I've got 2 days. I got all day today, Tuesday, and then all day tomorrow, Wednesday, to get this boat flipped over, rods changed out, tackle changed out, and then start pre-fishing again. I'm gonna walk you through what's going into my truck. All of this on the floor is going into the truck. So I'll kind of open them up, show you what's going on. But right now, all of this mess needs to get into my pickup. A lot of guys ask, why do I have a 8-foot box with a box inside the box? Let's open this garage and I'll show you. You know, you go on the road for 3 weeks fishing multiple bodies of water. There's nothing worse than having it in your garage or at your house and you don't have the opportunity to use it, and you got to go purchase it when you've already got it. So this is my truck bed, 8-foot box, 3/4 ton GMC. If you look in here, this side is 8 feet long, and I'll put the camera down here eventually, but 8 feet long. Usually I do mostly soft plastics. This is rod storage, and then crankbaits in here. So got a lot of stuff to go in there. We're gonna get started and start getting some of this stuff out of the way. On the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. You end up singing a lot of songs when you drive by yourself. Well, I hit the road this morning. About a 7-hour drive to where we're staying. Of course, we have 15 to 25 mile-an-hour winds out of the southeast. With a line of storms I'm gonna hit at some point, gusts to 50 miles an hour if I hit it in the wrong place. So this is the rain and whatever moisture that we all need, and trust me when I tell you, we desperately need it. However, the big southeast winds are still blowing, so you take 460 miles and then blow another 2 miles to the gallon, traveling right into it. That all adds up. It'll be kind of curious to see how much rain we actually get and what that does to the flow and the river itself. You know, that's always one of the challenges when fishing river systems is your fluctuating water. It really repositions the fish, changes. If these fish have been dealing with warmer water temps, lower flow, they'll start to move out towards the main channel. But as soon as you get a big influx of water, it'll redisperse them. I don't know, the river systems seem to be less affected by, you know, a cold front, in my opinion. However, storms are never good for any kind of walleye fishing. I don't know, I think if you pulled most of the walleye anglers, most of us would love to go to a no live bait scenario where you didn't use live bait. and just one of the biggest reasons, the availability and the hassle of trying to figure this out. So I'm actually going to make some calls to some local bait shops to try and figure out how their stock is and what kind of scenario. Now, Mississippi River, always notorious for willow cats, which I hate the things, to be honest with you. I was telling Bill and Jacob the other day, I feel like over the course of my tournament career, I've probably spent $1,000 on willow cats and probably caught 10 walleyes on them. So I probably have roughly $100 of fish. But here I am again, gonna make calls to see if we can't get, I don't know, 20, 30 dozen willow cats.
Island Outdoors.
Yeah, I'm just checking. I'm coming for the National Walleye Tour event and kind of wondering what it looks like for willow cats, chubs, leeches, the whole gamut.
Yes, leeches should have plenty. We carry suckers here. We don't carry chubs.
Okay.
We'll have 3 sizes of fatheads as well. Willow cats probably going to be I'm sure you know, hot commodity. He's one of our guys is en route picking up about 1,200 right now.
Okay.
Should be back around 11:30.
Okay.
We're gonna try to limit to 10 dozen a guy. So I have no idea how long they're gonna last. But
right.
And I don't know how. It's kind of a weird situation here. We're kind of at the mercy of a single willow cat supplier.
Right.
So we're obviously going to get as much as we can, as often as we can while you guys are in town here, but there's just no telling what it's going to be like.
Awesome. What are you getting for the willow cats?
24 a dozen.
Okay. That sounds perfect. What was your name?
My name is Norm.
All right, Norm, that sounds great. We'll I'm sure we'll see you this afternoon.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good one.
You too. All right, there you got to hear it. $24 a dozen, and they're limiting you to 10 dozen per guy. So, your limit of willow cats at a stop is $240 for 120 minnows. Ugh, I want to puke. God, I hate willow cats. God, I hate live bait. Ugh. All right, that's bait shop number 1. I'm gonna call 2 more. Just got to the house. Now it's in charge of bait. William. Willow cats. So we should have plenty of parking. Spot for at least one more there. Last guy in parks here. Turn around down there. It's kind of like the MTV Cribs. Oh, there's the crib guy right there.
Look at that. Billy wants that for a willow cat?
Show that one off.
I want to send him snaps. Is this too big
Show,
for a
show
willow?
that one off in the camera there. How good you are. You are good at fishing.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
On the first day of practice here in La Crosse, super windy, made main river channel fishing, in my opinion, out of the question. So we fished a lot of backwater areas today. Dude, there's like right down the shelf. There's walleyes here, Chris. They're right on the shelf. Yep, they're right on the sand shelf. It's super steep break and they're just laying right on the bottom. There was one. Those gotta be walleyes, like literally like laying right on the sand. You got a walleye on the willow cat, and he smoked it. Seen him laying up there. I mean, he hit it violently. Do that leech and all that up there. That's a legal one. Those back cuts and back channels. Ended up catching 5 or 6 of them. Basically 15 to 17 inches.
Dude, this is a chunk. Look how fat that is.
There's one particular corner that held, I don't know, we got 2 16s and a 17, or 15, 17 and a 16 or something in one particular corner. Bunch of fish off to the right side. Holy crap. There, I got one too. Yeah, you want to hear something funny? This is right where you got that 16. Oh yeah, that's a good one too. My jig is off. Pulling the rig, which is a 1/4 ounce jig with a paddle tail on a 1 foot dropper, and then on the other part of the 3-way, today we were pulling number 4 money badger, and that's a 6 foot lead. Just gotta get some bigger fish. Tomorrow should be less windy, at least out of a different direction. So no idea. Obviously we're gonna have a meeting tonight with the guys. It sounded like Billy caught a few fish. He is in the other pool, so
hunkered up there and started working my rig down this thing, because the current's super weird.
it is super weird.
But they're like sitting, the fish were like in this little notch, like that is the spot.
Kind of get our heads together and figure it out. Right now, one of the big challenges is willow cats. Jacob wheeled in and tried to get willow cats, and they literally are sold out. Like 2 different places got 1,000 willow cats, and they were immediately sold today. So well, Chris is at the ramp. Day 2 of practice. Maybe we'll get him. Maybe we won't.
Well, these guys like Corey, may know how to catch walleyes, but they don't know a whole lot about making video content and telling stories. In fact, Corey forgot that the most important part of telling a story is telling the story. He never did a recap of day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 of pre-fish. So we'll train him up. We'll get him going down the road. But in the meantime, I'm just going to have to go ahead and step in from time to time and explain exactly what the guys are doing as we move through our pre-fish days. And it's always tough on a big river like the Mississippi. Now, here on day 2, Corey and Chris are still convinced that they're going to find some fish in those backwater areas. But what they don't know is the river is falling, and getting to those backwater areas is going to be pretty darn tough.
Just to get a little, you can see the shallow water there. Should be deeper on your side. Oh, I didn't see that. Did I just hit? Supposedly this cut, maybe if we go to the left, otherwise it's not much in here. I gotta look and see where we were even trying to go. I'm like so lost right now.
Well, Corey didn't hit anything too hard. and he didn't break anything, at least too important, and they finally got that Happy Harry's Ranger back into the cut they wanted, and there were fish.
There's definitely fish that are like on the bank. They're right up against where the sand comes down, right on the base. Keep your rod down. Told you there's fish right on that bank, aren't there? Huh? Yeah, they are right on that bank. Good ones. Nice sheep. You farmer. You farmer.
So casting jigs in the backwaters just really wasn't producing much. So Chris and Corey decide they need to cover some more water. So they put down the rig and began to troll.
Oh, I got a double. Look at this. Do you think they want oh my God. I'm gonna need help though, Chris. This is not. Look at the double. Oh boy. You don't see that every day. I got two. You doing anything? I guess there might have been a sauger. Was it one of them walleye or no? You had a walleye and a sauger double. You good at fishing. It took a long time too.
Oh, hey!
Hi, Jake. Hi, Jacob.
Buddy?
How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Why pretty good?
I don't know, I'm fishing.
Are you catching or are you just fishing?
No, just fishing.
Oh. Do you like just fishing?
I do.
You do. I'm not a...
We've already got stuck, already hit hard bottom with my motor. Did some fishing, got the wind going. I feel alive.
I love it.
Hey, we're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah. This is way better than working.
Please.
Yeah. I agree.
How are you doing?
I got two little rats that the first time I dropped to Denver rig, I dropped down and I doubled up on the same rod.
Doubled up on the same rod.
Yeah.
On the jig in the crank.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was your two rats.
Yeah, that was the two rats. And we literally just picked up to go back through that area against current. Current's blasting through.
Oh, he's hooked up. Hooked up.
What's he got going on?
Denver. John Denver.
Oh.
He's got a gar. Oh, yeah. He's got a gar.
Ah.
Yeah, he's got a carpeted gar now.
We got a sheephead and them two little rats. There's a lot of water to explore, but it's a little tricky here.
Really, the whole Corey Heiser, Bill Shimoda, Jacob L team struggled to find any decent fish today. Corey and Chris pretty much eliminated the backwater areas as an option unless this turns into a sheephead tournament. And really their only decent fish was a solid 17-inch sauger that Chris pulled off a wing dam in the main channel at the end of the day. But when you're pre-fishing, especially on a river system, not finding fish is just as important as finding them. And I think tomorrow, these guys plan to narrow their focus to the main river channel.
In 800 feet?
We're gonna try and figure out some things today. I don't know, we're going down to pool 9 today. Need to spend some time in that pool. The last time I was at Prairie du Chien, that's actually the pool I regrettably didn't fish in the tournament. So we are going to go up to down to that pool today, try a variety of main river channel and then also the some of the backwaters, maybe get in the Minnesota Slough. I don't know, it's a big pool, it's a lot of water, but I want to check some of the areas I've historically caught some fish in and figure out if we can't put something together. So today's Sunday, we're gonna have a nice day. Plan on fishing long today to try and get that figured out.
So Chris and Corey are in a new pool today, but they're still going to concentrate more on the main river and then channels close to the main river. They started on a wing dam.
One common trick, a lot of guys obviously know about it, some don't. You get your crankbait hung up on a wing dam, especially if you're fishing up above it, which we are. Normally you do. If that crankbait gets hung up in the rocks, all you gotta do is give slack, let the current pull that bait back out of the wing dam. Saves you some time, energy, and money. So, quick tip for you, fishing wing dams in the Mississippi River, you get your crankbait hung up in the rocks, open up your bail, give it some slack. You can see how I just saved the crankbait that way.
Now we know how much Corey likes wing dams and willow cats.
I want to puke. God, I hate willow cats. God, I hate live bait.
So they moved to a side channel close to the main channel and put down the trolling rigs.
Look at them all to the right. Is this a walleye? It's a good one. This would be the biggest one I've caught all weekend. You're right in front of the camera. There you go. That's a good one. That's actually a really good one.
Maybe.
Come on. 19-incher. Beautiful walleye. So we just got that 19-incher, nice fat fish. Gonna go back through there. One of the reasons we both said we like this is this is a nice side channel off the main channel. It's got a big hook in it, so it's got it's a big circle on the map. It's basically a curve the entire time. It seems like, at least the other day, the fish are in the curve, so I don't know, feel like the bend of it helps. It's got good depth. At the beginning of it, there's dunes, which anybody that's fished a river knows walleyes like to hide in them dunes. So kind of got the right recipe. It's right off the main river channel. It's got plenty of depth. There's plenty of current on the upside of it. You get down here where the water splits, and it slows the current down. But got two walleyes. One was a 19-incher, and then that like a red horse sucker or something. But I'm gonna make a pass back. Sometimes it seems like if you make a with the current can be good, or against the current can be better, so you just gotta, I'm gonna go back through there. We're marking plenty of fish. That 19-incher came right by a little bit of a hole in it, so we'll see. There's one. There's one. Did he just shake off, or is he on the jig? Might have shook off. Oh no. Big sauger. 17-inch sauger.
All in all, day 3 in pool 9 again produced fish, but smaller fish. Still, most of the bites came close to or in the main river channel. And it looks like the guys will probably move back to pool 8 tomorrow.
Probably 14 maybe.
So Corey is back in Pool 8 today and flying solo. Chris had to run home for some business, so Corey will do his exploring on his own today, and he's gonna concentrate on that main river channel, on what they call a day marker, which is basically a big pile of rocks with a navigation marker on it. There's also another rock pile close by, and that's where he starts.
Whoa, what do we have here, boys? First bite of the day. Whoa. That's a good one. A good fish. Woo. Jigging a crawler. Good fish. Only 3.5 inches. Big fish, but I got a boat coming. I don't know. There's a big fish. Yeah, another big one. Real big one. I got a boat coming. I gotta hurry. Swallowed it. Boat stopped. That's a big fish. Look at that big one. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's a good one. 25 incher. Another giant walleye. That's bigger than the rest. Kids. That's another big one. Twenty-six incher. Jigging a crawler.
So we've been taught a classic pattern building process by one of the best in the business, Corey Heiser, started by eliminating all of those backwater areas, shallow water areas, and so on, zeroing in by catching nicer fish and nicer fish the closer he got to the main river. And then today, finding a couple of main channel spots that have produced what really are tournament winning fish. And it's a good thing he found these fish today, because the weather tomorrow is not looking good.
It's just about, it's actually raining just southwest of La Crosse right now.
it's here. Yeah. Is it?
Almost.
Yeah, I gotta get my ass going too.
It's raining in Winona. It's 100%.
Coming up from the south.
100% chance tomorrow?
Dubuque, Cedar Rapids.
It's 100% chance until 10 in the morning. Jacob, 23 miles an hour out of the east with 100% chance of rain at 10.
Let's go fishing.
Yeah, I don't know. Pretty windy, pretty rainy, pretty cold. We kind of suspected this was going to happen today, but I don't know. You just never feel good about sitting in the cabin during practice. Much rather be out there, but it's just necessary. I don't know, like you can go out there and beat yourself up, get all freezing cold, and not be productive. So hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of today. Sweet. You think?
Tell me about it.
Well, the radar is the exact same color as my Happy Harry's wrap. Add in some wind and some cold temps. And I think we're gonna use today as a get retied, get prepared for the tournament. You know, a lot of tournaments, I like to take the day off right before the tournament, but I think since we're 2 days out, we're gonna get re-rigged, get everything ready for the actual event. Today, a couple days in advance, but then fish tomorrow and not have to worry about it. So we're gonna take advantage of the day, and fortunately our host has a beautiful shop and some nice dogs. So we're gonna be rigging here for the next few hours. So the one thing, I have a lot of tackle, and a lot of pro anglers do. And it's a blessing and a curse, I think, all at the same time, because I've had to really focus on how to get stuff in my boat that I want to use in practice. And then when we transition into tournament time, the baits that you're using, I need to have more of them than what I carry in my boat. So it's kind of a tackle flip over day where we're gonna get like these 6.75 money badgers, 6.25 money badgers, great baits to cast on wing dams and rock piles. We gotta get those in the boat. I love jointed flicker shads, number 7s will be deep enough. So what I do in my boat for practice, I have every single color I own of like 7 jointed flicker shads, but they're all in one bin with every other flicker shad. So I have a variety of baits in the boat for practice. And then when we get to this point of the tournament preparation, I try to get more of what I'm using and less of what I'm not using out of the boat. So that's the process that we're faced with today. I'm feeling this morning. Wet. Kind of like a frog or something. I don't know. Yeah, taking yesterday off. Now we're gonna try and get out, figure out what we gotta do here today. We're gonna try to expand on the area that we caught some bigger fish. Just snoop around in the area, not fish the spot, but just try to see if there's more spots and more areas within that area to catch bigger fish. That's priority number 1 today. One thing I like to do every single day is start a new trail with the label of where we're at, what year it is. It just really, when I come back here years later, you have all that data saved of where you fished, how you fished, and sure can accelerate the process the next time you come back here. It's nice to be able to look at those trails on your graph and see what day was what, even as far as like on tournament day. So a little trick I do every morning, again, start a new trail.
The final day of pre-fishing is a short day, but it's an important one this time because Corey missed a day in the rain and wind yesterday. The goal today, concentrate on those main river channel areas and try to expand on that pattern.
Nice sauger. Well, that was neat, Corey, because keep it down. That's a big sauger. Holy, that's a nice sauger. That's a nice 19-inch sauger. Beauty. Right there.
Just in the walleye flare.
You got one on a willy?
Willow Cat King, they call him.
Yeah? Nice.
For sure. That one might even be an over.
Really? Are you fishing traditional style or Jake style?
Well, I was just dragging like one of my wing dam kind of rigs with a Willow Cat on it. Guys at 21.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, we're gonna mess around in here a little while because it's just funky, like it's hard to figure it out. But there's a closing dam kind of right before it goes into one of these cuts, you know.
Yeah.
And had a nice one on, casting a crankbait on the closing dam, and then we got inside of it here, and there's just a lot going on. There's a deep hole on the bank. You want me to take a picture of you? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll let you go.
Okay, bye.
One of the things that's eye-opening to me, and of course it's been going on a long time, but guys that travel together and work together to prepare for these tournaments and how important that teamwork really is. Each one of these guys, Corey, Bill, and Jacob, bring something special to the table, and at the end of the day, boy, I tell you, it's like a master class in finding walleyes.
Deep water all around it. Now we did start on this. Remember, this is the wing dam with the rock pile in front of it.
Yeah.
We lost 2 bites
On the
right
outside?
between. There's a little dip between the rock pile and the wing dam, like right here. We lost 2 fish there, but we kind of worked around this for like an hour, and I never went in where you caught them. This is where Tim Chick and Dusty were the other day, you know.
Okay.
It looks all good.
That's
but-
all deep rock in there.
Well, it's shallow. I mean, the rock pile in front of it comes up like 4 feet.
This is the wing dam I caught on.
I think between Jake, Bill, and I, we should have plenty of wing dams to bounce around on with some confidence. And just trying to capitalize on your bites. I think we can keep moving. Making decisions on tournament day are always going to be a big factor on your success. And I think this one's going to play out that way too, like not spinning out maybe where you're losing confidence and like zigging and zagging, and you're just going to have to fish a bunch and jump from wing dam to wing dam, or sit on what I found and grind it out. If I can get 2 overs each day, I'll be in really good shape, I think. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I don't know. I don't feel as confident as a lot of events. I feel like there's a potential that we maybe miss something. But we got our cards where they are now, and we're gonna have to see how it gets dealt and see if we can capitalize on the bites we get and get some fish in the boat and have a good event. But this is gonna be a stressful one.
I'll take you, Corey.
It's the eve of NWT 2025 stop number 2, the Mississippi River in La Crosse, Wisconsin. Is Corey ready? Has he done all he can? Well, his pattern building this week has been really tremendous, starting on small fish or the wrong species in backwater areas, moving closer to the main channel where on his final full day of pre-fish, he pulled what would be a tournament-winning bag of fish. Will they still be there tomorrow? That's always the big question. And it's what we're gonna find out next time on Corey Heiser, Livin' the I Life.